Trying to get out of this case, man. That's the only reason I'm being charged, is because I touched that statue. If I never touched that statue, I promise you, none of these charges would have happened, guys, at all. I feel like what I did still is not illegal. Obviously, it hurt people. I feel like when I tell a joke or I say some shit on my stream, it's just for me and my audience. Like, it's not supposed to, like, I feel like in some way I'm trying to be like a comedian in a way.
Guys, you won't believe this. Johnny Somali and his future are just about to burn. Yes, you heard me right. Why am I saying that? Johnny Somali's messages are now leaking, and new reports are coming from the prosecution. Also, as I said in the previous video, Japan is now getting desperate. Japanese media has already started investigating all the crimes done in Japan, from Logan Paul to Johnny Somali. Everyone is getting exposed now. And on top of that, the Korean lawyer has made their final decision. So the big question is there any chance Johnny Somali could be deported from South Korea soon? There are a lot of updates today that will seriously shock you. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the video. So guys, right now some of Johnny Somali's personal messages on social media have been leaked online. And you can see the haters are now warning him, but Johnny Somali has no shame. He's still making disrespectful comments, some of which I can't even show you. Now Johnny Somali is in serious trouble because according to the latest update, an article from the South Korean judicial system has been released. It shows that Johnny Somali's conviction rate stands at 99%. That means there is almost no way he'll escape punishment in South Korea. In that article, prosecutors mentioned interviews with suspects, and it's confirmed through a semi-structured interview with 20 legal professionals. South Korea has one of the highest conviction rates in the world. And all this is happening right before Johnny Somali's trial, so this is definitely not good news for him. Also, as I mentioned before, Japanese media has just published a shocking article from Logan Paul to Johnny Somali. Everyone's crimes in Japan are getting exposed. Most of these nuisance streamers who committed criminal activities in Japan are now under the spotlight. This could affect Johnny Somali even more, because if any of his past crimes are considered, the jurisdiction might judge him based on all of them combined. But if you think Johnny Somali can easily escape from this, you are completely wrong. He thinks the only reason he's in trouble is because South Korea is angry about him touching their statue, and according to him, that's his only crime. He seriously believes he'll get away with everything. Let's watch this video.
I never wake up in the morning and I'm like, yo, let me go outside and harm people and cause, you know what I mean? All I'm thinking is like, yo, how can I make an entertaining IRL stream?
If I knew that they were gonna take the statue incident this serious in Korea, I would have never did it. But I guess maybe that's not sincere, because I'm only saying that because I've had these not just legal sanctions, but public sanctions taking it, like private people coming and trying to.
But Johnny, I want to tell you, you're so lucky that you're still doing fine in South Korea. Seriously, the way South Korea is being kind to you is honestly shocking. What kind of kindness are you even getting from the people and the authorities of South Korea? If this was America or anywhere else, guys, I guarantee you'd never see Johnny Somali again. I'm not saying something extremely harmful would happen, but trust me, the authorities in other countries would never tolerate this kind of nonsense and logicless behavior from Johnny. And let's be real, he's not even being charged for the statue incident. That itself is a favor, if you ask me. And don't be surprised if that charge gets added later. Johnny doesn't even know what counts as a crime or not. How dumb is he? I honestly can't even imagine, can you?
Trying to get out of this case, man. That's the only reason I'm being charged, is because I touched that statue. If I never touched that statue, I promise you, none of these charges would have happened, guys, at all. A lot of it is my fault, and for trying to keep pushing the envelope and doubling down and tripling down, it is 110% my fault.
It all comes from my actions, you know, so I have to be accountable about those things. And I think if I just go forward, I just tell myself I need to be a little bit more careful, because now definitely the world is watching every little thing I do.
I think you understand from the way he talked. Honestly, a miracle what's coming out of his mouth. He's 110% wrong, but still keeps talking like he's innocent. Sometimes he says, I didn't commit a crime. South Korea shouldn't punish me. Then other times he starts threatening people, acting like Donald Trump will come and save him. And then suddenly he switches to, yeah, I was wrong. Please forgive me. If Johnny was standing in front of me, I'd just ask him one thing. Johnny, do you even know what shame means? And I can tell you with full confidence, he has no idea what shame is. That's why he doesn't have any. And if you want proof, just watch this clip where he literally says how he's going to fool the judge.
When I go to the judge and say, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm mentally ill, I don't know what's going on, I have a bipolar disorder, and what may I do? I left my medication in America, I don't know what's happening, Your Honor, please help me, I am a psychopath, I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500. What is this gonna say?
So everyone already knows that Johnny Somali will do anything to escape punishment. He'll pretend to be mentally ill, act like he's bipolar, or whatever it takes to avoid consequences. But if the judge actually sees this video, I think it could really help push Johnny to plead guilty. So please share this video and help it reach more people. Now I want to say something important. For the first time, it feels like something serious and real is happening from the South Korean authorities. A legal expert has warned that Johnny Somali could face a minimum of 10 years in prison. That's if the judge gives him the lightest sentence. On top of that, he'll also be fined $10,000. Yes, both prison time and the fine will apply. This information is coming from senior attorney Kim Joo-hyung, who said that due to Johnny Somali's multiple charges and their severity, it's very unlikely he'll receive a light penalty. So honestly, if 10 years is considered the light punishment, that already sounds like a nightmare for Johnny Somali. And as you know, most of the time Johnny Somali says that whatever he did or said is just his free speech.
It's freedom of speech.
Yep. Through this case, I realized that most people do not understand free speech nor value it.
But I completely disagree with that. You committed a crime, so what kind of free speech are you talking about? Even now, Dr. Naudet has spoken out about this issue. He also said that what Johnny Somali did falls under free speech.
And I would argue that free speech is an educated process whereby you can break down things and break down arguments. That is free speech. What free speech is not is being verbally abusive. People say, oh, it's not illegal. It is illegal. It's very clearly illegal.
And honestly, I strongly disagree with that point too. Guys, I want to say this clearly. Just imagine if tomorrow Johnny did something seriously harmful to you or your family and then tried to excuse it by saying, that's my free speech. Would you let him go that easily? So why should South Korea? Definitely not. South Korean authorities are being far too kind, and it's the kind of kindness Johnny Somali doesn't deserve at all. He keeps saying, what I did wasn't criminal.
I feel like what I did still is not illegal. Obviously, it hurt people. I feel like when I tell a joke or I say some shit on my stream, it's just for me and my audience. Like, it's not supposed to, like, I feel like in some way I'm trying to be like a comedian in a way, like, you know what I mean? When I'm trying to entertain my fans or my supporters, it's not supposed to be taken serious.
I also said this in one of my previous videos. Johnny Somali committed the crime, but then tried to blame it all on his audience. But let's be real. How can the South Korean authorities or any authority punish his audience for something he did? That logic just doesn't make any sense. And even if it's true that his audience encouraged his criminal mindset, then that just means Johnny Somali deserves that kind of toxic audience because he's the one who built it. But that's not all. I want to point out something very important here. South Korean authorities finally look like they're ready to hit Johnny Somali hard, and for the first time it seems serious. However, there's still something missing from their side, and that's aggression and desperation. Think about it. What if Johnny Somali commits another crime before his trial? What will they do? Just add another charge? But what about public safety? Johnny Somali is now basically a national level threat in South Korea, and in my opinion, he shouldn't be allowed to walk free until his trial. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But also, drop your opinion. Do you think it's safe to let someone like Johnny Somali stay free after all this?